With computer games, you play by running, jumping, and finding secret things. With algebra, you play with letters, numbers, and symbols, and you also get to find secret things. Algebra is great fun. You get to solve puzzles. Now, what is the missing number? Okay, the answer is 6, right? Because 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. Easy stuff. Well, in algebra, we don't use blank boxes. We use a letter, usually an X or Y, but any letter is fine. So we write X minus 2 equals 4. It is really that simple. That letter, in this case an X, just means we don't know this yet, and is often called the unknown or the variable. And when we solve it, we write X equals 6. Why use a letter? It is easier to write an X than drawing empty boxes, and easier to say X than the empty box. If there are several empty boxes, several unknowns, so we can use a different letter for each one. So X is simply better than having an empty box. We aren't trying to make words with it. And it doesn't have to be X. It could be Y, it could be W, or any letter or symbols we like. Algebra is just like a puzzle where we start with connecting like X minus 2 equals 4, and we want to end up with something like X equals 6. But instead of saying obviously X equals 6, use this neat step-by-step approach. Let's get through it. The first thing that we want to do is to remove the negative 2. To remove it, do the opposite. In this case, we add 2. Now, to maintain the balance, we do it to both sides, which gives us X minus 0 equals 6. Then we finally solve for X, and that X is 6. Now, why did we add 2 to both sides? Of course, to keep the balance. Just remember this: to keep the balance, what we do to one side of the equality, we should also do to the other side. Now let's try another puzzle. Let us solve this one. X plus 5 is equal to 12. What we want is an answer like X is equal to something, right? But the positive 5 is in the way of that. We can cancel out the positive 5 with a negative 5 because 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. So, let us have a go at subtracting 5 from both sides. X plus 5 minus 5 equals 12 minus 5. Then we use a little arithmetic. So 5 minus 5 equals 0, and 12 minus 5 equals 7. And that becomes X plus 0 equals 7. Which is just X equals 7, right? Now, for our quick check, since X is equal to 7 and our equation is X plus 5 equals 12, it would become 7 plus 5 equals 12. And that proves the equation. And as we progress in our mission, we will focus on how to balance an equation when we are adding and subtracting them.